Thousands of delegates are in Cape Town, South Africa this week for the high-profile African Energy Week Summit organized by the Africa Energy Chamber. The summit of African presidents, energy ministers, policymakers and others look to direct attention to Africa's energy rebirth around people, industrialization and the free market. Rise Exchange show anchor Boston Omafaye is at the Energy Summit in Cape Town, and he caught up with Vernier Ayukegba, a senior vice president at the African Energy Chamber, for a preview of what's on the agenda.
Yeah, we're here at the start of this week's Africa Energy Week in Cape Town, South Africa, the CTICC, the conversation around energy renaissance, powering people, planet, bringing energy poverty into the conversation, and what we need to industrialize Africa and include free markets in the conversation. And joining me for this conversation is a top official of the African Energy Chamber. Vernier is here to take us through what's on the lineup for the current week here in South Africa. A good morning to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Boston. Thank you for being here.
Give me a sense of what we're looking at this week at this particular high-profile event.
This week, we're looking at about 4,000 to 5,000 delegates from across Africa who are going to be talking about solution-driven issues to be able to attack energy issues on the continent. We're looking at investors who are coming globally to be able to look at opportunities in Nigeria, in Angola, in Namibia. There are loads of opportunities here, Boasin. But of course, Africa has issues with respect to access to energy, and we need to find solutions to be able to address those.
Now, the key point, the umbrella for this conversation for these few days is energy renaissance for Africa. Why is Africa very important? And what do we have in the package beyond oil and gas for this one-week event?
Africa is extremely important because we are a huge source of energy. If you're talking about oil, we have the reserves. If you're talking about gas, we have the reserves. I like the fact that you've said beyond oil and gas. Certainly, we are looking at hydro, we're looking at renewables, we're looking at coal even, which people had cancelled in the past. You need to understand that South Africa has increased significantly the amount of coal that it exports. Now, the question needs to be, are we going back to coal? And if we are, how? We need to be conversant about issues with respect to the environment. So that means we need to find the right balance. But what is important for us in Africa is that we have access to reliable and affordable energy. Because at the moment we have 600 million Africans without any kind of access to power, which is a disgrace, let's just be honest, or 900 million without clean access to clean cooking fuels. So what is important at this conference is that we need to see people do deals. People sign deals to be able to make sure that we have energy solutions. Nigeria, for example, has amazing gas resources. We need more infrastructure in terms of gas to power in Nigeria. The new government has spoken a lot about putting significant emphasis in that. Certainly one of the things which we are looking at is the honorable ministers being here, being able to detail a plan with respect to what they're looking to do. I'm very excited about Nigeria. I'm excited about Angola. I'm excited about Namibia, for God's sake. So Africa is a place to be. Africa Energy Week is a place to be.
And on a final note, looking at the delegation, there's a delegation from the United States coming here. Who else is coming on board? A couple of African heads of state as well will be here.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have His Excellency, the President from Namibia, the President from Senegal, the President from Uganda. So there's a lot of people who are going to be here, but also we're going to have a lot of companies here. There's a huge delegation coming down from Nigeria. So that shows you the opportunities that Nigerians are ready to make sure that they can get investors, partner investors. Sonangol from Angola is here. We have Namco from Namibia. We have a lot of companies, PGS, TGS, a whole bunch of companies that are out there. We have a high-level Saudi delegation led by the minister from Saudi Arabia. So there are a lot of people who are here, and it's about driving the conversation over the next couple of days to find practical solutions with respect to investing in energy, in African energy. Africa is a source for energy for the world, and we are ready to make sure that we can continue to attract investment. And Africa Energy Week is the place to be able to make that happen.
How would this conference balance the need to reduce energy poverty in Africa with sustainability, climate change, the road to COP28, for instance? Talk to me about that, Vernier.
Boasen, invest, 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 invest. We need investment in African energy. We need investment in gas. We need investment in traditional fuels. But as well, we need to double down on renewable investment. I think Africa having less than 2% of global renewable investment is not enough. It's not enough for us to talk about sustainability, to talk about renewable investment. We need people to be able to put their dollars where their mouth is. That means you need to bring renewable investment here. We need to see factories go up in Nigeria to be able to produce what you need in terms of equipment for renewable and industrialization in that sense. And so, you know what? From our perspective, access is the most important thing for Africa at the moment. But then, yes, we need to make sure that there is a big aspect about sustainability with respect to that. And certainly it's about finding the right balance, the right amount of investment across the board to be able to make this happen.
Thank you so much, Vernier. Vernier is a top official of the African Energy Chamber. Free markets, as he's talked about, will be part of this conversation. Africa needs to find that money. It needs to invest its own domestic capital in its own energy sector and bring in investment from outside and around the world. So this is where the conversation is happening here in Cape Town, South Africa. For Arise News, I am Bosun Omofaye at the City ICC venue.